Hey guys, it's time for a brand new spotlight on. I have Daniella Alonso here. If you're a fan of One Tree Hill, Friday Night Lights, Revolution, Animal Kingdom, stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to a brand new spotlight on here at AFTERBUZZ TV. If you have not already, go to youtube.com/AFTERBUZZ-TV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. I am joined by the lovely Daniella Alonso. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
And I'm so excited by your song choice. We're listening to some
I love Pink.
Yeah. Because she's smart.
Tough.
Smart, yeah. And you are smart and tough, and you play such amazing, smart, tough characters. I want to take it back a little because we're going to talk a lot about Animal Kingdom because that is an amazing new show that is currently on TNT. But let's take it back to One Tree Hill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going all the way back.
Okay.
I heard you say in an interview that before One Tree Hill, you got these characters that felt very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And then you got One Tree Hill. Can you tell us about the process of going from, these characters that didn't really identify with you or people?
Yeah, no. Well, when I first started in New York, most of the roles for young Latin women were like the pregnant teenager or the maid or the gangbanger. Literally, that was it for movies and TV. And then when One Tree Hill came around, it was awesome because I was the girl next door.
Yeah.
And that I'd never played. I was like, I could do this, but I'd never had that opportunity. And so it was so great to have like lines and scenes that I could relate to. And it was just so much fun. I had to move my entire life. I left New York. I went to Wilmington.
Yeah.
Completely different. Very different than New York City. But it was great. It was a great first job, a series regular.
Yeah. And you said that when you got there, you realized there was no turning back. This is what you wanted to do.
I did. Because, when you're guest starring or even reoccurring, it's different. And especially when you're younger, I was learning everything. But that was a full-time job. I was there 5 days a week, 17 hours a day. And I'd never had that kind of experience for, I think it was 6 or 7 months straight. So it was awesome. It was, and once I was there, I realized I love this. This is what I want to do.
It's so funny because that was a show that was on before the boom of Twitter and live tweeting. And your character meant so much to people.
She did.
Did you get to feel that? Did you get to feel people say, Anna represents me?
I did. I got a lot of fan mail from a lot of kids that, were gay or lesbian, transgender, anything. It was really, I didn't realize it because when I actually started that role, they didn't tell me anything about her. And so halfway through the season, they were like, so she's going to come out. And I was just like, oh, what? This is amazing. But I wish I'd known. I could have maybe played things differently. They were like, no, we didn't want you to. We wanted you just to be exactly who you were, girl next door. You didn't have to play anything. And I was like, oh, that was smart. That was really smart. And then when people started coming up to me and they were like, you really... there was one episode where we put stuff in a little time capsule, and she it's the first time she reveals that she was gay, and it was really impactful to a lot of kids. So it was really touching.
That's so amazing.
It was.
Yeah. What was because you said that you learned a lot from being there. What is something that you still remember learning from being on that set?
Wilmington, learning to drive.
Oh.
The poor streets of Wilmington when a New Yorker learns to drive. Being on the set, it was my first time working with as an equal with, and we were all kids. We were all really young and they were just very, generous with us, the producers. They kind of just let us do what we wanted and grow and learn, and there was no pressure. You didn't have to be this Academy Award winning actor. You just had to have fun and just do your best, and that was really nice. It took the pressure off.
Yeah.
When something that can be really stressful, and and everyone was fantastic on that show. I mean, we had great actors.
Yeah.
Come through, series regulars, and the actors that were reoccurring or guest starring. Amazing people went through that show.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like our Law and Order, but for the younger generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's been on that show.
Yeah, and One Tree Hill really, like, to this day, people still are like,
love it.
I want it back.
To this day, no matter what I've done, it's always, were you Anna in One Tree Hill? I swear, no matter where I go.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So let's change a little bit to another show that everyone still loves and misses, Friday Night Lights.
Oh my God.
How lucky to be on two like iconic shows that mean the world to their fans.
That was a special show.
Yeah.
Really, really special. When you get on that set, you are just like, oh, something's going on. This is the kindest crew and the kindest actors I've ever worked with. I mean, and also the writing was beautiful. The writing on that show was so good. Mm-hmm. You could do no wrong. You could do no wrong. And it was, I felt like, I mean, we shot it in Austin, and that was my first time in Austin, and that city was a big part of the show. And I remember when I auditioned for it, I was like, well, I hadn't seen the show. I was like, send me one episode so I can get a feel for the show. Mm-hmm. Saw one episode. I was like, okay, no, send me the season. Now I'm hooked. So I was a fan when I went in, and when I got it, I was so excited.
Yeah.
It was such a cool show.
Did you fangirl?
Yeah, of course.
Fangirl moments?
Yeah, of course. Every day.
Yeah.
But it was nice because we shot it. The reason it was so real and like just felt like you were really with them, especially like Kyle and Connie, they're genius. But they would set up like 5 cameras and just shoot all at once. So you would do 1 or 2 takes. That's it.
Wow.
And everyone would capture, the camera guys were so good. They would just capture real moments like your hands or a facial, like a reaction. I don't know. It was such a special show.
That's an amazing way to shoot a show.
It was when my first day, I was like, wait, what? No close up? They were like, no, we're done. I'm like, oh boy, okay, all right. I have to get used to this.
Yeah. How long does it take to get used to that?
About 5 minutes.
That just sounds
special.
So different.
It is.
Do you wish that other shows would do that?
Yes, but it's hard. I mean, it just, everything has to come together. Mm-hmm. Everything. And it did on that show. Like, you just felt it. It was just a fun vibe on set.
Yeah. Well, how exciting.
Yeah, it was a great show.
I love hearing all these positive memories. I want to talk about Revolution because I'm a big nerd.
I love that show.
So Nora, who's in season 1, was so important to the show. And I feel like we didn't get enough of her.
I do too. But sometimes, the characters that you love have to die. Because you love them.
I disagree.
I know. Yeah. But she was, that was a fun role. I got to beat people up daily.
Right.
Daily. How much fun is it? Blow things up or pretend to?
Yeah.
Act really smart. No. It's just, I was either sword fighting or shooting things. It was just so much fun.
How much training did you have to do?
0.
No training?
0 because Nora was added after the pilot. So most of the guys, they got their training during the pilot. Mm-hmm. They had like a few weeks to prepare, 2 or 3 weeks before. But I was added episode 2.
Right.
So I found out, and then like 3 days later, I had to be in Wilmington. Again, back in Wilmington.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like learned on set. But we had a great stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. He was fantastic. So I was just like, okay, so then I have to do this with the sword. And it was really fun.
Are you good with the sword?
Now I am.
Yeah. I can't imagine having to learn on the job.
It was great. But the guys were so, like Tracy and Billy and everybody, they were very helpful.
Yeah. And you got to do like the con circuit with them.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Like Tracy is one of my closest friends to this day, so I'm very grateful that I got to meet her and we became friends.
I like that you had said that you weren't on social media during that time. But you got to do the con circuit with them and meet the fans. Mm-hmm. What was the fan response?
They were amazing. They really were. Like, they knew more about the show than I did. But it was great. You know, it's just the energy was so positive and they were excited about it and it made us excited. We were like, oh, people actually are digging this and they like it. All right, we have to work harder. Like, when we go back, we have to just push ourselves that much more.
I really wanted, just to have a fangirl moment, I really wanted some more flashbacks of Nora.
They had those.
I know, but I wanted more.
They wrote them in the script. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes I was like, oh my God. And they'd be like, oh, we can't wait to see you do this. There was one where, because she was a pageant girl when she was younger. And they were going to have me perform to Paula Abdul song. and actually be in the pageant on stage, I was like, guys, we need to talk. No, I can't do this.
But you can sword fight and
I
red
can
horses
sword
and
fight.
blow stuff up.
Yes. Paul Abdul performing on stage, no. In a tiara, no. That's crazy.
I gotta see this now.
But they cut it out.
No, that's got it. Like
Yeah.
that's. I gotta see this now. We're gonna do it. We're gonna recreate it later.
Okay.
You were also in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, which you said you loved watching them do such great comedy.
They're so funny. I could not, like, really, between all the guys, like Kevin and his brother, and Anna Gasteyer, and like just everybody that rolled through there. Gary, his brother, everybody that rolled through there was so funny. So it was just like I had to like, and then they know that if people that are really funny and do it like on the daily, like if they see that you're laughing, they just want to make you laugh even more.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. I was always trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
It was hard. They were so good. Rainy, all of them.
Yeah. You don't do a lot of comedy.
I don't. I love it.
Do you want to?
I would love to, but I love drama.
Yeah.
Like it has a special place in my heart.
You're so
I
good at drama.
It's fun. I have so much fun doing it.
Yeah. That's
Beating
so
people up, you know.
I really want to see you now in a pageant comedy.
Oh, God.
That's a thing now. We're making it happen.
Whew, all right, yeah.
Okay.
Put it out there.
Let's talk about Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Because I am loving the show. Tuesday nights, TNT.
Yes.
And Catherine, so far, we've seen her not reveal too much. She's very guarded. But I love that in the second episode, we get this great view into she has contingency plans in place.
You kind of have to with the Codys.
Yeah, but she's like, I feel like she's the smartest person on the show.
Well, I mean,
Her and Smurf.
Smurf is no joke.
Right.
Yeah. Ellen. Oh, God.
Is
She's
there,
so good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's brilliant.
Talk about working with her.
She's fantastic. I literally have to just know my lines and just react to her because she brings so much. And so my first day, I didn't, you never know what to expect. Everyone's different, but these actors are like fantastic. Her and Sean, who plays Pope.
Right.
And Scott, who's Baz, he's fantastic. It's great to work with people that you just literally don't have to do much other than just show up, and they are just so great that you're just it feels very real.
Yeah.
When I'm working with them, it's so real. And then the writing is so good. It's just so gritty and raw that it's a great like set to be a part of. It's scary too.
Yeah.
Ellen is intense.
Yeah.
As Smurf, and her character hates Catherine. So I get it. I really get it. But it's great because you see throughout the show that Catherine starts to find her voice, and she starts to stand up for herself and her daughter.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's not good. It's great for me, Daniella, because I get to have fun scenes, but it's not good for Catherine. Poor thing.
So, all right, I have very important questions that I need to know the answer to. That you
Hopefully
may
I
not,
can answer them.
You probably can't. So I want to know, will we find out how Catherine got involved with this family?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
But I can even say, like, she's known them since she was 12. She was kind of adopted into the family.
Okay.
So she was Pope's best friend when she was younger.
Okay.
And then as she matured, Smurf took her in as like a daughter. And as she matured, then the problems started.
I see.
Yeah, she became a woman. Because there's only room for one.
Right.
In that family.
I have so many theories about, in my head, the show ends with Catherine taking over as matriarch. That's how it ends in my show, in my head.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out
theory.
there. Thanks. So I got some really important questions from the after show team. They want to know which of the Cody boys is the most charming outside of character. Because those are some charming boys.
They are. God, that's a tough one. Oh boy, they're all charming in a different way.
Okay.
Like they all have their thing, but I have a little soft spot for Jake.
Aww.
Yeah, he's just so funny. His character is hysterical. Like when we're at the table reads, he's just next level. He's hysterical. Everyone's always laughing. But I mean, all the guys have something special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see Catherine commit a crime with them? Rob something with them?
Commit a crime, possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
But not like go on a heist with them.
Well, she's a mom now.
Right.
So, she's trying to leave her past in her past. Who she was is not who she wants to be anymore.
Interesting. Ooh. Does Catherine ever regret being part of a crime family, or does she just enjoy the benefits?
No, I think that's where you find her.
Yeah.
It's not that she's regretting it, because that was what she was looking for. She was looking to be a part of a family, and it just so happened that they were a crime family, but her family wasn't so great either.
Yeah.
But I think now that she has a kid, she's, Lena, she's just like, it's not the way she wants her daughter to grow up. She doesn't want her to, it's more for her daughter than it is for her.
Okay.
That she's fighting against them now.
All right.
Battling against the Codys. picking and choosing her battles wisely.
Because she's smart.
Yeah.
She's very smart.
And also they're her family.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. That's really the only family she's known.
When do we find out what happens when Snowflake is said?
Later.
Okay.
Way later.
Okay. I'm like ready for it. As that moment was happening, I went, no, we got to see it. Like, this has to happen.
Yeah. That was a sweet moment.
Yeah.
Amaya, who plays my daughter, I love her. She's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good.
Is it hard to have a kid on set when the show is about serious adult topics?
They do a really great job of protecting her. Like, we shoot her stuff while she's there, and then she leaves, and her mom is fantastic. So no, it can be, but I think they're doing a great job. With her.
So she's not aware.
She's having fun.
Great.
And she's so professional. I'm like, oh God. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I have to get it together. This kid is great. She's like super professional. She's ready. She knows. She's like, this is play. Yeah. This is not real.
Sometimes she reminds you have to be in
exactly. Because sometimes I'm watching and I'm in the scene, and Scott is so good. Sometimes I'm just like, whoa. And he's like, you have the next line. I'm like, oh, sorry. Sorry, that was really good. Okay.
The role of Catherine, was that written specifically for a Latina?
I don't think it was.
No. Do you remember what you knew about Catherine before you?
Yeah, when I first auditioned, they said she was his wife and Scott's Baz's wife, but she was tough. She didn't take any from him, and she gave it right back. She was kind of like his equal. She wasn't above committing a crime or two, to get what she needed. But that's pretty much all I knew about her. I was like, all right, tough. Well, yeah, I can do that.
Is tough what drew you to this role?
Yes.
Oh.
But also that I liked how she had these tender moments with her family, with him and her daughter. It was very, the audition scene that we had, there was one where she was just like in it with Baz, and they were just, sure, let's rob somebody. Sure, it's not a big deal. And then there was like a sweet moment with him and the baby. Oh. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to do a chemistry read with Scott?
I did not.
Oh.
The chemistry read was, I booked the part on Saturday night. Monday we started work. My scene.
Wow.
With him. With like a big scene with Scott, never having met him. And John Wells, So we sat at the table, and they were like, okay, let's go. Let's see your chemistry. I was like, oh, God, I hope I know all my lines. But it worked. It was great.
Yeah.
It was actually, it felt so easy.
That's amazing. Yeah. Is there an episode that's coming up that you're really excited for audiences to see?
Every episode. Yeah, no, tonight's a great episode for Catherine. But every episode just gets better and better and better. Every episode.
All right.
No, really. It's such great writing.
So we've seen you use swords, and we've seen you fight. And are we gonna see you play with weapons? Because the show does have some weaponry. Yeah.
I don't. No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I feel like it's a yes or no question, but sure, not really.
Not really.
I'll take it. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Why don't you tell people where they can find you on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff? Because we're getting you better at social media.
Okay, so Instagram is really what I use.
Yes.
And that's Daniella_Alonso. And then that connects to all the others.
Okay. And your Twitter is at Daniella Alonso.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes.
Great.
And then the real Daniella Alonso on Facebook.
Awesome. And of course,
Last time I was here, I gave the wrong one, and they were like, "You gave us the wrong one. It's actually this one." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh, well, good thing they were
getting
here in time.
better.
Yeah. And of
you.
course, Animal Kingdom, Tuesday nights tonight
8, 9
on
Central.
TNT.
Yes.
TNT, guys. And you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat. I'm on all of them.
Nice.
At Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I have a podcast. It's free. It's on iTunes. It's called Intimate Interrogations. Check it out. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.